Hi, I'm attorney Len Spada, and it's January 9th, 2018, and we've just gone through a pretty rough stretch of weather here in New England. Blizzard, sub-zero temperatures for days. It's been miserable. The weather's starting to break, things are getting nicer. But we're here to talk about slip and fall accidents and how we can prevent them. Our firm handles personal injury matters. It's an injury law firm. We see victims of slip and fall accidents every week. And what I can tell you is that the injuries that we see from people falling on snow and ice are horrible injuries. The general public may know one or two people or friends who have fallen. We see dozens of them, and we see the type of injuries that occur. And like I said, they're horrific. We have broken elbows, shoulders, ankles. We have head injuries. They're very severe. Unlike a car accident where you are afforded some level of protection by way of a seatbelt, airbags, and thousands of pounds of steel, when we fall on snow and ice, on concrete or asphalt, our body takes the full brunt of the force and bad things occur. There are some ways, now living in New England, you can't eliminate the risk completely, but there are some ways and some things that we can do to make slipping and falling on ice less likely. And I'll talk about some of the obvious ways we can do that and some of the not so obvious ways. Obvious ways, make sure you have good footwear on. That sounds like common sense, but we have a lot of clients and they come in and we ask what their footwear was like at the time of the accident because it's something we need to know going forward, working on their case. We see a lot of sneakers, a lot of dress shoes, women in dress shoes going to work, and it's hard to maintain any type of traction in New England when it's snowy and icy out in that type of footwear. Balance. People are carrying bags, luggage, their hands are not free, their balance is off. We see that a lot as well. Also, we see people walking in areas that are not designated to walk. They're trying to take a shortcut, either over a snowbank or around a car. My best advice for anybody in these conditions is when you get proper footwear, make sure that the soles are designed for traction. Now, I understand it's not practical all the time to wear boots, but in certain conditions like we've experienced in the last several days, you need to have your dress shoes in a bag and your work boots or whatever it is that you wear. The other thing I can't stress enough, and it's from personal experience, my wife and I do a lot of hiking and we wear certain types of footwear. There's simple devices called stable icers, S-T-A-B-I-L icers. They're $20. You hook them over on your dress shoes and you can walk much more comfortably and confidently on ice. They're $20. I keep a pair in my car, keep a pair at home, and it can save a lot of agony in a traumatic injury, or at least eliminating the possibility of falling and hurting yourself on the way to work. Also, something that's not so obvious is that when we walk, we need to try to maintain our center of gravity over the foot that is in contact with the ground. It's one of the most important things you could do to avoid a slip and a fall. Now, that's not what we do when we walk on dry ground. When we walk normally, our center of gravity is split between our 2 feet at some point during our steps. But when you're on ice, you need to move slowly, you need to have your hands out of your pockets, and you need to consciously think of your center of gravity being over your front foot as it's flat on the ice. At that point, you bring your entire weight over that foot, then your next foot. And I was reading something recently and I thought it was interesting and it made a lot of sense. If you ever watched a penguin walk, they do that instinctively. They keep their center of gravity over the foot that is planted on the ice. So we hope not to see you as a client on a slip and fall accident. I mean that sincerely. Be careful. The weather is going to be like this for the next few months. It's New England. And stay safe. Thank you.